Hey, what's your name?
Raiden.
Raiden? Strange code name.
Makes up for the boring one my parents gave me.
Maybe I'll find out someday.
It looks so sinister in that last shot. Now, I'm sure a lot of people, when they first played the game, they immediately assumed that Pliskin is actually Solid Snake. He survived the tanker incident, and he's, well, here in the big shell, under the identity of someone else. When I was a kid, that possibility obviously crossed my mind, because of course it's the same voice actor, David Hayter. So, the possibility obviously crossed my mind, but at the same time I was thinking, oh, that's way too obvious, it's probably something else. They're probably just using the same voice actor to try and trick me or something like that. So the possibility did cross my mind when I first played the game as a kid, but at the same time I was thinking, there's probably something else, something a bit more complicated. And of course they say that the leader of the terrorists is Solid Snake, so as a kid I was constantly thinking about that. I was like, well, if that actually is Solid Snake, then, you know, he's supposed to be the leader apparently of the terrorists. So I was like, what's going on? Really got me thinking as a kid. And I think everyone knows this trick, but if you point the gun at Snake,
Think you can shoot that thing?
and then if you pull the trigger, you better run.
Moron. What are you thinking?
You can't hit you from here though. And then if you trank him, well, the obvious happens. Now, you can find a shaver in the game, and if you grab the shaver and then you trigger this cutscene, then Raiden does give the shaver to Pliskin here, to Snake here. Come on, we all know it, it's Snake. Which is kind of cool. I'm not sure we could find the shaver though, because I was trying to find it earlier on when I was in the first strut. I couldn't find the shaver. I think it spawns in that room. But maybe it's only on the higher difficulties you can get the shaver. Or maybe you have to beat the game once to get the shaver. Because I searched I did search the first strut. I couldn't find it, so I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking it maybe only spawns if you've already beaten the game, which I have. But I created a new save file, so the game wouldn't know that. I think I'm gonna call Rose one more time, just to see what words of wisdom we have to hear. What riveting conversation her and Raiden have to have.
Jack, do you need to save?
I'll call her frequently throughout the game until I trigger this one specific conversation I want to hear. Then I'll just go through the game.
Rose, are you okay?
Yes, thank you. It really scared me at first, but I think I've gotten used to it. I'll be behind you all the way, so don't worry.
I guess women really are strong.
Not quite. It's not women that are strong, it's me.
Just as long as I can count on
Okay,
it.
this dialogue is
Actually,
pretty bad.
that's not true. It still scares me to death. But I'll be strong. I'll try. For you. Good luck.
Alright, let's go for another cutscene.
What the hell is that?
Come, put me out of my misery.
This is impossible. Nothing will hit her.
Is she the one they call Fortune?
Queen.
Don't let them take the president! Ready grenades! A dud!
I like how you can see all those pigeons just flying around in the background there. The little
Today
things.
is another bad day. Is there anyone here that can give me happiness?
I know the president was being kidnapped, but approaching a woman who has this massive railgun probably wasn't the smartest idea.
I'm so sorry, my beauties. I'll see you again someday.
Colonel, SEAL Team 10's Bravo team was wiped out.
I see.
What happened to the cargo choppers?
Both of them are at the bottom of the harbor. Looks like your new hosts have a Harrier too.
A Harrier? What is this?
Calm down. It just means they anticipated the attack.
What?
Besides, since the SEALs drew their fire, your infiltration went off without a hitch. On top of that, we know their defensive capabilities.
Are you saying this was all a feint?
Raiden, get a hold of yourself. The entire mission is in your hands now. Do you understand?
What does feint mean?
There's
I'm
no
assuming
time for
diversion.
questions.
It's probably
They could
another word for
decide to
diversion, I
retaliate
think.
for that failed assault.
You mean the hostages?
They could be in danger, yes. But we need to consider the possibility that they'll blow the whole shell. If that toxic spell does take place, it'll devastate not only the harbor, but poison the coastline for generations. Raiden, we've had to adjust the mission objectives. The priority is now on removing those C4s that the terrorists wired over the big shell. The president can wait, but this can't.
Colonel, you know I'm no bomb disposal expert.
That's not a problem. The Bravo team brought an explosives pro in with them. He was supposed to stand by on Strut C according to their mission plan. You should find him there.
Is this according to simulation too?
What are you talking about? Get to Strut C and find him.
Understood. But I need to ask you something before I go.
Make it quick.
Who are they? Dead Cell, I mean. They couldn't hit her no matter how hard they tried. And that vampire too, it's like being in a nightmare you can't wake up from.
Jack, snap out of it.
And you, Rose, I can't believe you're on this mission. I keep thinking I'll wake up.
Raiden, this is real. And that's why you won't wake up.
But nothing seems real.
I've made up my mind to stay with you. Whether this is real or a bad dream, I'll keep watching you till it's over.
Thank you, Rose. And I won't let you be just a dream.
Are you two done? Raiden, you're needed on Strut C.
Thank you, Colonel. Okay, so moving on. Well, before I move on, I just want to trigger a little Easter egg, or optional conversation codec, whatever you want to call it. Or maybe I can't. Huh. Never mind. I was thinking there'd be a lot of pigeons flying about, which I could shoot and kill, but apparently not. I'll save it for later. I'll trigger it. I'll trigger the Easter egg at some point. Maybe after the Harrier boss fight. Now apparently there's some Easter eggs here. I've never tried these, but if you call Campbell when you're in the girls' toilets, which I am right now, or at least I think I am, should trigger a little conversation.
It's possible the terrorists will attempt to destroy the big shell in retaliation for the SEAL strike. Defuse the bombs before they make that move. The bomb disposal expert is somewhere in Strut C where you currently are. Locate him and request his assistance.
That's not what I wanted him to say. What if I close this and then...
It's possible that...
No. Or Rose. Would she say anything?
Jack, is that you? Hang in there.
Nope, nothing. Huh. Oh wait, I'm in the men's toilets, that's why. This is a really minor thing, but it always amused me. Just shooting out the mirror. Always like that. And you can turn on the hand dryer, whatever you call it. No, not Rhoda. Well, she might react. I don't know.
What can I do for you? See ya.
Nope. Colonel? Anything to say?
I can't believe
Ah,
you,
there we
Jack.
go.
Do you know what that place is?
I just thought maybe the bomb disposal instructor might be in there.
Why would he be in there?
Well, you never know. He's AWOL and...
Even AWOL, a normal guy wouldn't go into a woman's bathroom. You're the only one I know who would. You're like really strange.
Rosemary, settle down.
But
It's all right. Right, Rosemary is right. You should probably look someplace else. I can really sympathize with you there, though.
what, sir?
Nothing. Raiden, that's
Wow.
that. Return to your duties.
You guys are unbelievable.
Rose can't handle the banter. For the records, I only say banter ironically. Well, doesn't everybody? Nobody actually says that seriously, right? Anyway, we've had some fun. Now let's trigger another 20-minute cutscene. I'm over-exaggerating, obviously. It's still quite long. 10 minutes? 15?
Freeze!
Don't shoot.
You a cop?
I'm not NYPD. I came in with the Bravo team. Who are you with? And what happened to SEAL Team 10?
They're all dead.
All of them? That's bad.
Did I tell you you could move?
It's all right. He's not one of the bad guys. Don't go pointing that thing everywhere, kid. What's your name?
My name is Peter. Peter Stillman.
Lecturer at Navscolio at Indian Head. Also a consultant for the NYPD bomb squad.
A poor old man who got dragged along for this picnic.
I thought you'd retired.
I did. Can't keep up with everybody, as you can see. A famous church got wiped off the map thanks to me, with too many lives inside.
I like the
All
Stillman
I lost
character.
was this leg.
I mean, he's not that important if in comparison to the overall arc of the Metal Gear universe, but
disposal guy.
you know, I think he's a cool little character. He may not be that important, like I said, but
Kid, this is the
I like his
bomb
backstory and everything.
Open any explosives disposal textbook and you'll see his name.
Just ancient history now.
Why did they bring you out of retirement then?
Because the terrorist group here includes one of my students, the Emperor of
Man.
Explosives, Fat Man. He built an atomic bomb when he was only 10. I created him in a sense.
And that's why you're here.
I'm pretty rusty. I was supposed to supervise the bomb disposal. Looks like it was taken care of before I had my turn.
I wouldn't say that. There are at least 2 people here who can claim to be experts at bomb disposal.
Are you two with SEAL Team 10? I didn't see you at the mission briefing.
Oh, we're with another squad. My name is Pliskin, Lieutenant Junior Grade. Honored to meet you, sir.
Mr. Pliskin, do you have any experience with explosives disposal?
Don't worry about me. And he looks young, but he can do it. But we need more manpower.
I'm,
What's your name?
Raiden.
That's an odd name.
Any other survivors?
There was also an engineer with me.
An engineer?
Otacon?
A skinny guy.
Yeah.
He went in with us.
Where is he?
I haven't seen him since that skirmish.
Was he killed?
I don't think so. I didn't find his body.
I see.
They told me he was a security systems architect for the big shell.
Why would they take a civilian along?
Everything in this structure is computer controlled. He was supposed to get us past all the security measures.
I never heard anything about that.
He had official orders with him.
We'll leave that for later. Right now,
I would like
we
to
need
know how
figure out
Otacon
to
is
deal with
surviving all of this right
bombs.
now. Did he just
But
find a
there's no
box
one
to
left
hide in
from the
and he's
SEAL's
just hiding in
EOD
a corner
squad.
somewhere?
Yup. So
Or
we
does he
to
have his
do it
own stealth suit
ourselves.
like the first
But
game?
I've never defused a bomb before. Hold on a sec.
Off to confer with the CO again?
Glad to hear Stillman is safe. Assist him in any way possible to clear the C4 from the structure.
Colonel, you know I've never been trained in bomb disposal.
It's all right. The man you're working with is the best in the field. All you have to do is follow his directions. You will, of course, keep your identity and mission objectives to yourself.
Is it true that an engineer came in with Stillman?
I wasn't informed of that. It's probably something the SEALs decided on their own. There are more important issues at hand, Raiden. The enemy may retaliate for the failed assault. Get those C4s neutralized now.
Colonel, I'm not qualified for bomb disposal.
Jack, it's me.
Rose?
You can do this. Trust me.
You haven't had bomb disposal training per se in VR, but you're more than capable of handling C4.
This is a little different from using C4.
You're up for this. You know that.
How about it, kid? Are the results in yet?
There's no need to think about this so much. You won't actually be dismantling the bomb. That's not for amateurs. What we'll try here instead is a temporary freezing measure. Here, look at this.
This cutscene is unskippable, so on repeat playthroughs where I just want to focus on the gameplay and skip the cutscenes, this one's really annoying.
This is a C4 bomb. It's live. You can see it pulsing. Now you spray this on the sucker and there we go. Simple, huh? The spray freezes the detonator instantly.
How long does the effect last?
There's no way the thing can detonate in this condition. Even if you leave it alone, it'll stay out of commission for at least 24 hours.
That's enough time.
If we had the manpower, I'd recommend complete disposal. But this will have to do. The spray can be used from several yards away. Now check the floor, ceiling, walls, under a table, everywhere. Try to imagine the locations the bomber would choose.
That won't be easy. We don't know a thing about Fat Man.
Is there anything that'll help us locate the bombs?
Here, take this with you. It's what they call an ion mobility spectrometer. It can recognize ionized gas emitted by C4s.
The what?
In other words, that little gadget sniffs out C4's scent.
That's right. I've established a link up with your radar network, so any scent detected will be represented visually. Have the sensor activated and keep your eye on the radar.
What if he's using some other odorless substance?
I know Fat Man well. I know how into his own aesthetics he is.
Signatures?
Yes, on every bomb he builds, he always leaves a trace of the cologne he uses. The sensor also picks up that particular scent spectrum.
Is that something he learned from you?
No, it was his own quirk. He wouldn't work by any rules except his own, and he followed them like a religion. And common sense wasn't one of his strong points. I thought I taught him everything I knew. I have no children of my own, and I thought I found a son in him. He had the right stuff, you know. There's something very unusual about an ability like that. Even at Indian Head, he got special treatment. I remember some people called him one of the fat cats. Maybe that's what started all this. I didn't teach him the most important thing I had to tell him. There are some things you have to pass on. The trick is to know which one. Right. All I taught him was skills. And now I have to stop him from using it to destroy us all.
Let's see how well that sensor works.
All right. I'm activating them. Watch. You see the green stuff on the radar? That's a visual representation of the C4 scent detected by the sensor.
It's a pretty big area, isn't it?
Don't complain. It's better than nothing.
Just activate the sensors and search the area, okay?
All right.
Don't forget that you need the radar to use this system. Log into the node at every strut and turn the radar on.
We have to keep out of the enemy's sight, too.
Because the radar gets knocked offline when we're spotted?
Exactly. Fat Man would have allotted some C4s here in Strut C as well.
Here?
I know the structure of this facility, and if he wants to take out the plant, where he would target.
You know this for sure?
Of course. I taught him the techniques he uses. His ideas are based on my theories. Demolition is a kind of ideology. It makes no exceptions for time or place. Big shell consists of 2 hexagons joined end on end, north to south. There should be packets of C4s on each of the vertices, or the struts in this case. You need at least that to take a building of this integrity out.
6 on shell 1, another 6 on shell 2. A total of 12 bombs at least.
Considering the shell's architecture and composition from an engineering standpoint, that's my conclusion, and it's exactly what he would have decided as well.
Kid, this place is all yours. I'll take care of shell 2.
Take this.
What's this?
Security card issued to Shell personnel.
Are they
The
really
big
going to
Shell
explain the...
security layout includes varying levels of clearance. The clearance level is identified by the number printed on these doors. Writing, your card key can open doors with security clearance level 1. Pliskin, your card can get you into level 3 areas. You'll need it to get next door to Shell 2.
How did you get this?
That engineer I told you about gave it to me. He was supposed to program a set of all access cards once we were on site. Unfortunately, this card won't get you into every area of this structure.
We'll have to deal with the remaining security lockouts as they come up. Let's get going. You stay here.
No, I'm going.
The 2 of us can handle it, don't worry.
But
You'll just slow us down with that leg of yours. There's a war going on here. I don't have time to babysit anymore.
Why don't you just let us handle the grunt work? You can tell us what to do over the radio, like in the original mission plan.
all right. I'll give you instructions from here. I may also need to prepare a backup plan just in case.
In case of what?
Good luck to both of you. This is a dangerous one.
Who dares, wins.
If anything comes up, let me know. My frequency is 140.25.
Good luck, kid. I'll see you later. Semper Fi.
That man's no SEAL. I don't even think he's a Navy man.
What?
Semper Fi. Marine Corps talk. Normally, team leaders stay in the CP and give orders with those headphones. And as far as I know, SEALs keep their officers away from the field. And Who Dares Wins is a model of the British Special Air Service.
Is he one of the terrorists, then?
No, somehow I don't think so. If there's someone to suspect, I'd put my money on you. Just take care of those bombs for now.
What about you? They could be back in this area soon.
I'll hide out in this pantry for a while. If I lock the door, it should be all right. Plenty of food in here too, so you don't need to worry about me. I'll give you instructions by codec from here. Good luck, kid. Bomb disposal is a face-off with your own mortality. Don't let the fear get to you. When you give in to the fear, the darkness comes.
Now, I'm assuming that if you knock on the door, he reacts, I think. I'm pretty sure I've done it in the past, I just can't remember. It seems like a Metal Gear Solid thing, so...
No need to worry.
Now, I would like to explore the room and destroy all of the destructible objects, which is a lot of fun, but I'm quickly going to go over here because there's an Easter egg. This one is timed, so you better get over here quick if you want to see it. A cardboard box. Look familiar? And if you call Colonel, I think... He must respond to it.
If you see an approximately waist...
Hang on, he's just talking about hanging. Okay, what if we alert... Now try.
You will be able to...
Nope. Really?
A grip gauge is
He's not gonna
displayed
talk about
under
it.
the life gauge while hanging. The grip gauge...
I'm certain there's a way to trigger it, but... You probably have to do something very, very specific in order to get Colonel to react to it. Or to get Raiden to talk to Colonel about it. I just got spotted. I was surprised. Oh, the alert phase did not get carried over. Yeah, that camera was kind of sensitive though. Now this room is actually really tricky the first time you play the game. It's one of those, you know. Oh god. Oh my god, I'm doing terribly. I hear a lot of people bitch about this bomb disposing sequence. This lasts quite a... well, it doesn't last that long, providing you know where you're going. It lasts a while the first time you play the game, like an hour, maybe two. A lot of people find this sequence boring, where you're disposing of all the bombs, but I never minded it. Even on replays, I enjoy it.
That's not like him.
Anything wrong?
Maybe. Pliskin's reported other locations too, and none of them are effective demolition points.
What do you mean?
It means that they wouldn't be the best places to choose if you wanted to destroy this place.
Are you saying they don't plan on blowing the shell up?
It certainly seems that way. So far we haven't seen anything but a waste of good explosives. Unless, of course, we're missing something.
A trap?
He couldn't have overlooked the fact that I would be called into this. There's something going on.
Oh shit, he's coming back down. Oh, he's going over there. Nope, he's coming this way. Oh, okay. The trouble is with this guy on the bottom, this bottom ring, he's the only one in the room who constantly calls the other enemies. So you want to like take him out last if you're going to take him out at all.
There's somebody there.
But the idea is, if you do trank him, you better get out of the room quickly. Otherwise, they're going to wonder why he hasn't responded in a while. Then, of course, they'll come in and investigate the room, and you're pretty much screwed at that point. Since there really isn't anywhere to hide in this room. Yeah, but the whole thing about this bomb disposing stuff, a lot of people find it boring. They're not, apparently, it's a pretty well-hated sequence in this game. I like it. I mean, for the most part, you are doing what Metal Gear does best, which is you're being stealthy, you're avoiding guards. And aside from the boss fights, that's my favourite part of Metal Gear. Just trying to avoid enemies, being stealthy, that sort of stuff. And when you when you're hunting for the bombs, that is what you're doing, you're being stealthy. So, the Metal Gear games are at their best when you're doing that, and that's what you're doing when you're hunting for the bombs. So, personally, I enjoy hunting for the bombs. I think there's a suppressor in this strut, is on the bottom, in the basement area. I'll get to that later. I want to get a box. Hang on, I'll wait for the guy to turn. Okay. On hard mode, one of the bombs is placed on a box going around the conveyor belt, which is a bit tricky to get. It's a clever little place though. Quick little cutscene coming up.
I've taken care of that annoying fly. What's the situation over there?
Puzzling. I saw a man dressed like a ninja just now.
Ninja?
It's the only way to describe it. A kind of cyborg ninja, complete with a sword.
What?
Are you hiding something from me?
Olga, are you sure it wasn't an Arsenal Tengu?
Don't be a fool. Think I wouldn't know the difference? I've never seen field gear like that ever.
All right, we'll intensify patrols. Anything else?
Actually, one more thing. You'll find it hard to believe, though. I saw a man hiding under a cardboard box.
Where?
On the connecting bridge to Shell 2. So you believe me this time?
I've seen someone use that box trick before. We'll lay a trap on the Shell 2 connecting bridge.
Over and out, then.
When did Solidus ever encounter Solid Snake? Have you seen someone use it before, like, at what points?
Of course not. What a thing to say.
Drop your gun!
Not a chance.
I saw a female soldier. Russian.
Must be Olga Gerlukovich.
How do you know?
Unlike you, I've been briefed.
She's not a dead cell?
No, she commands a Russian private army.
They must be the ones patrolling the big shell.
That's right. She's led the group ever since her old man, Colonel Gerlukovich, died. Watch yourself with her. She's a tough one.
That's my rations. Oh, I got 5. That's fine. No codec conversation. They pretty much call you every single time you defuse a bomb. Or at least almost every single time you defuse a bomb. Can't be bothered to get there. Box 1, box 2. Oh, box 5. I pretty much never ever use these boxes. Even as a kid, I never used them. I just play the game, you know, I just play the game without them. I never really understood how to use them though, because I understand that you have to wear the correct box, but because only certain boxes work for certain areas. But how exactly does it work? I mean, I'm assuming, like, will enemies just ignore you? Like, as long as you equip the box, will they just walk right past you? Or... because I've tried to use it once or twice before, but the enemies seem to walk straight up to me and they flip the box off immediately. And I assumed I was wearing the correct box. I mean, from the description, because of course the boxes come with descriptions which help you identify which one you should use in what area. So from what I could tell, I was using the correct box. Oh, let's try it right now. If we got a right one. Transport daily supplies. I'm actually not too sure which one would be useful here. I'm not sure. I'll skip it for now. If I'm ever in a situation where I could use it, then I'll do it. Alright, Mr. X.
Be careful. There are Claymore mines around there.
Who is this?
Stealth-equipped Claymore mines, invisible to the naked eye. Use the mine detector.
Identify yourself.
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? You mean from Shadow Moses?
Mr. X, then.
Mr. X now, is it? Why would it matter if I called you Deep Throat?
Never mind about that.
Why did you contact me?
Let's just say I'm one of your fans.
Colonel, someone calling himself Mr. X just contacted me. Do you know anything about it?
No. And whoever it wasn't a burst transmission. The transmission was sent from within the big shell.
He called himself Deep Throat at first. Do you think...
I caught that part too. But the possibility of it being true is none. Gray Fox was the one who used that alias in Shadow Moses, and he's dead.
Is it an enemy trap?
Could be. Exercise extreme caution.
I wonder what Snake has to say about that.
Raiden, I'm done with
Nothing.
one more C4.
I thought they were talking about Grey Fox at least.
This one was in a spot so narrow, I had to crawl in to get at it.
Oh, one more time, maybe you'll mention it.
Raiden, don't ever turn your back on that Olga woman. Olga Gerlukovich, daughter of Colonel Sergei Gerlukovich, ex-GRU and former Spetsnaz commander. She's the leader of Colonel Gerlukovich's private army that's been wandering around the Big Shell. Those men were gathered by Colonel Gerlukovich. Following his death, she inherited his command and now exercises full control. Her father's name was widely respected throughout the old Soviet regime, and he was the goal of just about every military man.
Why would a respected soldier become a leader of those cutthroats?
The collapse of the Republic resulted in a lot of unemployed soldiers. Most found themselves suddenly cast out into the civilian world, hopelessly lost. The colonel took these men in. He organized a mercenary army and led his men from battle to battle in various disputed regions around the world, hoping that one day he would rebuild his homeland. Rumor has it that during the Shadow Moses incident, he planned a rendezvous with Liquid Snake's men and assist in their uprising. I assume that the revolt figured into his reconstruction plans for the Soviet regime. I also heard that Ocelot, Liquid's right-hand man, was an old friend of the colonel's back in the old days of the Soviet Union. In any case, Olga inherited her father's military genius and has become a force to be reckoned with. She was born and raised on the battlefield, and she's as tough as she looks. Not my ideal choice for a date.
You sound like you've met her.
No, I haven't had the pleasure. Just remember what I said. Don't turn your back on her.
Oh, that was a lot of information. And I'm going to call Rose as well. We haven't called her in a while.
Jack, do you need to save? Jack, it must be so nerve-wracking to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, that was a stupid thing to say. Sorry.
That's all right. It's just that I've never been trained in this stuff.
You okay? Are you feeling well?
I almost threw up a few times.
Oh, Jack.
But I'm okay.
What?
It's not like I'm in this alone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. What do you think about when you're defusing those things?
I don't think so much as remember. And I know that I need to resist that and keep my mind blank. I can't let myself be overwhelmed by the fear.
So, am I a part of what you try not to remember? I was just kidding. But I guess this isn't a good time for that.
No, it is. And I do think about you. I'm trying to remember what's so special about April 30th.
Any success?
No, not yet.
You need to stay alive so you can.
Okay, that's a deal.
Let's go past. Ah, there it is. The cool things about these mines is that when you pick them up, they are gone for good. As opposed to the first game, when you picked up a mine, the mine would respawn if you left the area and come back. which was annoying because in the place where you fight, I knew it. I was considering just waiting and tranking him, but I was like, nah, I can't be bothered. I'll just try and crawl straight away. As I was saying about the mines, though, in MGS1 where you fight the tank boss, when you have to backtrack across that snowfield several times, and it's filled with claymores. And so when you pick up you have to pick up some of the claymores to get over the snowfield. And I'm kind of trying to like pay attention. Hang on. I don't think they can hurt me when I'm by here. Get a ration out just in case. We might as well defuse the bomb while we're here.
This is Raiden. I just finished disposing of the C4 in Strut F. Found explosives on B1.
This is all wrong. This is something only an amateur would do.
What do you mean?
All the bombs that have been found so far don't appear to be in the right kind of locations. And the quantity of explosives isn't sufficient either.
Even Fat Man can make mistakes, right?
No, there's something else going on here. Get a move on with the disposal, right? I've got a bad feeling about this.
Do you think it's a trap?
I don't know, but I'm gonna tell Pliskin to watch his back too. Just hurry.
Okay, hopefully they don't throw a grenade in here. Nope, no, I'm here. Oh no. I know a safe spot. Go! No, Raiden, what are you doing? Get up. Right, this is where you get a Sock'em suppressor though. It is the Sock'em, right? Yeah. I think I have gone on record and I have said that MGS2 is the easiest Metal Gear Solid game in my opinion, and I stand by that. But when you do get spotted, you're pretty much screwed, I'll say that. Unless you find a vent to hide in. Because the guards on this game are pretty relentless. You don't want to fight the guards in this game. As opposed to something like MGS3 where MGS3 has wide, big open environments, so you can run around the guards and avoid them. But of course MGS2 is mostly interiors, so everything's really tight and claustrophobic, so it's a lot more difficult to either fight or run around the guards. So you're better off, basically, don't get spotted in MGS2. Otherwise you're in trouble. As I was saying about the snowfield though, you have to backtrack across the snowfield where you fight the tank boss in MGS1 several times. And it's covered in mines, claymores. I just had to guess. I had no way of knowing if there was someone there. Yeah, but as I was saying about the snowfield, there's claymores, and you have to backtrack across that snowfield several times. I'm just going to run for it. And because it's annoying because the claymores spawn every time you leave the area and come back, so you have to crawl across the snowfield several times, as opposed to MGS2, where you pick up the claymores once and they are gone for good, they won't come back. So that's one cool thing about MGS2. It's a really minor thing that not a lot of people would notice, but I notice and I appreciate it, that's what I'm saying. I know I'm doing terrible right now. I got spotted that one time and now the alert phase is just carrying all the way through. I might just let him kill me so the alert phase will end. Yeah. I call MGS2 the easiest MGS game and this is what happens.
Right. Are you all right? Answer me. Raiden!
I was always weirded out by that game over screen as well. Of course, when you beat the game, it makes a lot more sense, but the first time around, I was like, oh, what is this? Like, you know, where's the classic MGS game over screen? This one takes quite a while on your first playthrough to get this bomb. Pretty sure there's a cardboard box around here, if you can be, you know, not that it really matters. I don't know, I might get it. I think it's on the other side, actually. I'll get it later. When I first got spotted by the guard on the bridge with the claymores, it's not that I forgot he was there. I knew he was there. I was just hoping I'd be able to crawl over the claymores and get to the other side of the bridge before he got into position. Because it does take a while for the guard to get into position and for him to start looking over the bridge. So I was hoping I'd be able to get to the other side before he started looking. Obviously it didn't turn out so well. Oh well. Alright, I'll get the box. Why not? Just for the sake of it. I like how the story seems pretty simple right now. For the time being. I mean, it's pretty much the same as the first game. A bunch of terrorists have taken over a government facility. They have some hostages, the president being one of them. You know, we got a boss squad of crazy bosses called Dead Cell, as opposed to Foxhound in the first game. You know, it's just the terrorists have bombs all around the facility. That's really it so far. So, I just love how the plot is so simple, and then it's like you have no idea what's to come. Like, we were not, when we played this game for the first time, we were not prepared for all of the crazy stuff this game, all of the weird places this game was going to go in the end. No one was prepared for this.
Jack, do you remember the day we met?
I'm kind of busy right now, Rose.
You're right, sorry.
I do remember. It was right after I transferred to New York. There were all these tourists around you in front of the Federal Hall.
A group of middle-aged Japanese ladies came up and asked me which building it was that King Kong was climbing in the movie. I said it was probably the Chrysler Building, and then you showed up and started mouthing off. You were like, no, it's the Empire State.
I said the Chrysler Building was in Godzilla.
We started arguing, and I forgot all about the tourists. I was insisting that I was right, and you were doing the same. The next thing we knew, the Japanese women had gone away, and we ended up going to the Skyscraper Museum to see who had the better recall.
We argued all the way to Battery Park.
And for nothing.
Since the museum was closed. We went our separate ways from the museum. And then I found you again by coincidence out in the base corridor.
Yeah, what a coincidence.
Coincidence that we were actually working at the same place.
That night we went up to the top of the Empire State.
It was so beautiful. I could look down on the Chrysler Building from 120 stories above ground.
I felt overwhelmed. I didn't care anymore who was right.
And that was our first date.
We watched King Kong in your apartment a bunch of times that night. Didn't sleep till morning. If it weren't for that coincidence, we wouldn't be together.
I know. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm taking up your time again.
What?
Take care.
Wait a minute, there's some pigeons around here. I might... Oh, really? Don't guess. Alright, I'll do it later. Let's go back to defusing the bombs. We only got 2 left. Well, we got these 2 left, and then we trigger the next, you know, the whole next stuff. Should we get this guy's dog tags, if he has any, just for the sake of it? Yeah, he does. I can see it sparkling. This is basically the collectibles of MGS2, for those of you who don't know. You gotta hold up the guards, and they drop a dog tag, that's it. Some of them are a bit more protective over their dog tags, and you have to shoot them in the kneecap. Or the arm, something like that. And then they'll hand over the dog tags. I think this is a pretty lengthy codec one. This is where he reveals
Strut B has been disposed of. The wall containing the transformer panel was set to blow.
Good work. Only one more left to go.
This is Pliskin. Do you read me, Pete?
I'm here. What's up?
Raiden, you need to hear this too.
I'm listening.
I checked out the bottom of Strut H for you, Pete.
Wait, what's this about?
I asked Pliskin to look around. Knowing Fat Man, I can't shake the feeling that all the bombs so far were just wrong.
So did you find anything?
Yeah, a hell of a lot of C4s packed into the bottom of the strut. Pete called it right.
I knew he had the real thing up his sleeve.
So all the other ones were dummies?
No, they're a threat, all right. But the detonation wouldn't be enough to destroy the entire shell. But the C4s Pliskin found would inflict serious structural damage.
That's not the bad news either. These are sensor-proof.
What?
New model, I guess. The ionization sensor can't detect them. The whole thing is sealed tight to prevent vapor leak, and there's no trace of that cologne signature. Pete, looks like he fooled you.
Yes.
But you managed to find the thing anyway.
It was sheer luck.
Bombs that are invisible to the sensor?
Any ideas, Pete?
Are there more out there?
I'll go see for myself.
You can't move fast enough.
He's right. I can try the spray from a distance.
Hold on. There's something not right about this one. I can feel it.
Well, Pete, should I come back and get you?
No, there's no need. Raiden, you have one left to go, correct?
Right, except for those scentless ones.
How about you, Pliskin?
I have 2 left, not counting this one.
Okay. It'll have to be me. I have the level 4 card that'll get me into Shell 2 in any case.
You'll never make it. With that bad leg of yours, they'll spot you for sure.
That won't happen. I can walk just fine. I can even run.
What do you mean?
That bomb, 5 years ago. I messed up. Even with all my experience, I lost it. And the church was lost in the explosion. All those kids playing nearby, too. These past 5 years, I've lived a lie.
Lied?
Yes, lied. I didn't lose my leg in the explosion. So many dead. All because of my mistake. All I could think about was hiding from the crime, shielding myself from the public outcry. I wanted people to be sorry for me, for my weakness. I faked being a victim myself because I couldn't bear to face the families of the real victims. This is no prosthetic. I can keep my footing on catwalks and hike over deserts. I lived my lie so well I haven't even answered to myself for my sins. It was supposed to be a shield, and it's become a shroud instead. I've killed my soul by playing the victim. Instead of protecting me, it's made my life even more hellish.
What good can that do the victims?
I know. I'm a coward.
Hey, Pete.
God forgive me. I can walk with my own 2 feet, and I need them to stop Fat Man. His crimes are also mine. One of omission and arrogance. No one should teach the skills I taught him without a clear conscience. This is the only way I can diffuse my own sins.
I get you, Pete. That one's all yours. You got it, Raiden?
I understand.
Pete, I've taken care of guards in struts G and H of Shell 2. I wouldn't recommend you go into any of the other struts.
I owe you one.
I'll get back to freezing the baby bombs then.
You do that too, Raiden.
I'm on it.
I'll have the radio with me if you need to get in touch. Just don't ask for Peg Leg Peter. He's gone for good.
Okay, one more bomb to go then. Or that would be 3 bombs left to go. If you want to count the other ones, obviously. Any pigeons? Nope. Okay. Now this game was released, first it was released in 2001, of course, for the PlayStation 2, obviously. But later on, I believe it was released again. It's called, what's it called? MGS2 Substance, I think it's called. It's basically the same game, it just got re-released again with a few extra features. Like a few new minigames and VR missions and that sort of stuff. But one of the minigames is apparently, it's kind of like a Tony Hawk's skateboarding game. And you can basically skateboard around the big shell. That's why I've seen screenshots of it. I've never watched gameplay of it, but that sounds like a lot of fun. I never played the re-releases of MGS3 or MGS2, so I never got to experience these kind of things, but that sounds pretty awesome. I'm probably going to end up buying that one day, just Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, just for the skateboarding minigame. Because that's one of the things which wasn't included on this HD collection, which is a shame. I guess it's because they lost the rights to it. Like, they probably borrowed the rights for Tony Hawk, one of Tony Hawk's skateboarding games or something like that. That's what I'm assuming, at least. Like, I don't know for sure. And while I'm revisiting this area, I might as well destroy these. I don't know, it's just satisfying watching them smash the watermelons and everything, watching them all blow up. It's a lot of fun. And what are those? Tomatoes? Apples? Apples, I guess. See, it's the simple stuff which amuses me. What's in here? Apples again? I don't know. Is that kiwi? I don't know. Maybe coconuts. It's kind of difficult to tell. Do these make the sound? Yeah. Good stuff. Did I miss a bomb? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. Completely forgot. Completely forgot why I was even coming here.
I have the last C4 frozen. There's nothing showing up on the sensor now.
Good work, Raiden.
You're way ahead of me, kid. I still have one to go.
How's your bomb, Peter?
It's a bomb, all right. Sealed C4, and in huge quantities.
You think there's another one in Shell 1?
For sure. Somewhere at the bottom of Strut A.
Why are you so certain?
If this bottom section of the strut is demolished, Shell 2 will be well on its way to destruction.
You mean that Shell 2 will actually sink?
Not immediately. There'll still be 5 struts left. But if Shell 1 loses a strut at the same time, it'll be a very different story. The big shell's structural integrity depends on a very exact balance. If both shells lose a strut each, the whole structure will tear itself apart under its own weight.
What do we do?
I have a sensor that can locate even those scentless C4s. It makes combined use of a neutron scintillator and a hydrogen bomb detector. It's the thing you acquired from the safe in Strut C a little while back.
Does it work?
I just tested it, and it definitely responds. But the best I can do is a sound beacon, not the radar.
Sound?
The shorter the interval between beacons, the closer the target.
I get you.
It's all yours, Raiden.
I'm going to study it some more.
I already
to see if
picked it up.
The freezing process will work. Don't touch the other one until I say so.
Okay. I'll stand by until you radio in.
I guess that's a glitch, because I picked up the sensor first. The characters are telling me to pick her up, even though I already got it. I guess it's because I left the bomb in this strut till last. Oh, they called me, okay. Now it's triggering the next part.
How's your invisible bomb?
I'm looking at it, but I'm keeping my distance. How's Pliskin doing?
A few more minutes. I just got to the last strut, but there are a few enemy sentries I have to take care of.
Does it look bad, Peter?
Maybe. It's an odd one. The detonator hasn't been activated.
What?
But the sensors are live, which means...
This is Pliskin. I've located the last C4.
Is that it?
I'm about to freeze it. Then...
Wait! Pliskin! Damn! That was it!
What's going on?
The detonator just woke up. It's counting down!
What happened?
The big ones were rigged to be activated when all the baby C4s went offline. Raiden, the one in Shell 1 should be counting down too. Hurry!
What's the remaining time?
400 seconds.
400 seconds?
Raiden, move! Get to the bottom of Strut A now!